two questions from Mark. He wants to know if he can increase the volume on an entire track at once, and even if it's keyframed. And then the second question is, what's the best meter, the highest that it could be set without sounding distorted? To answer the first question, or part A of the first question, yes, you can simply zoom to fit and give yourself a little space here, and then left click and drag across the track that you wish to adjust the volume on. Go into the audio section, which I think it will default to, and now you can adjust the volume up and down just to whatever level is convenient to you. Now there is one caveat to that, and I want to get into that. In his first question, part B I'll call it, he asks about keyframes. Can he increase and decrease the volumes even when he is keyframed the audio tracks? He can, but there may be one complication. So we're going to assume that he had some fade in and fade outs. If he had applied his fade in like so and like so, there will be no keyframe shown. It would have been the same as if he had dragged these two little handles in to increase and decrease. And we can also see it up here on the audio graph up here. Had he done it this way to apply his increases and decreases, he could still select all of them. He could still adjust the volume up and down. And I'm just going to back out of that. Now, had he done it another way, and let's just reverse these two here. I'm going to do something here to, I just want to mark the spots on the timeline where these things appear. We're going to do Shift Home, and we're going to unselect there, and we're going to press M, set a marker there. We're going to go to Shift End, and we're going to just unselect that again, and we're going to go ahead and put a marker right here. So this is the spot that we're looking at, this particular one. And the reason I'm marking that, because I'm going to show you how you can raise the volume on something that's been keyframed. Now we're going to go in here, and we're going to go ahead and use the macro keyframe that keyframes everything. And we can see that it places a keyframe right on here on the timeline. And this is probably where it takes effect. However, what we're going to do is we're going to add a fade in and a fade out. And we can see that by looking at this line up here or here, we can see that they move in and out. So his question was, will it affect the keyframes? First of all, when you have a keyframe on the audio and you select them all, let's just move off of this. If you're on a keyframe, it's okay, but let's assume that you're not sitting on the clip with the keyframe. You'll notice that the volume level is no longer available. Now, I don't know, Mark might want to try this out if he has multiple keyframes on the various clips or not. But if you're sitting on a keyframe, I'm going to say, perhaps I should keyframe another one. Let's go over here, and let's go ahead and keyframe that also, and let's do a fade in and a fade out on that also. So now we have two of them, and again, if we go ahead and select them all, the volume level is not going to be available. If we sit on one, and let's see, we select them all, and now the volume level is not available. Let's go over here and select them all. And as soon as we go off of it, the volume level is no longer available. So if you have multiple keyframes already installed, you cannot do this selection this way. There is another way, however, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But the first thing is I put these markers here at the beginning and the end of this video clip, because we can see right in here that the fade in and fade out are applied to this video clip. So therefore, this is the range that we want to look in when we play back after I do this next trick. Let's say we want to raise or lower the volume for the entire track. Again, we just left click, drag across the entire track. We now have everything selected. And we're going to be sitting, okay, we can't adjust the volume. So here's the trick. We right click, we create a compound clip. We could call it track 1, track 2 because it's the entire track. It doesn't matter in this case here. But we have now created a new clip. I've saved these little markers here because we want to check the volume here where we fade it in and fade it out. But once it's put into a compound clip, we can now adjust the volume up and down on the entire track. And that works just fine. Again, let's go right to here. This is where our fade in started, and this is where the fade out. And let's just play and let's see if it fades in.
Well, just stop to get
okay, we can see that it actually did fade in. We don't see it here on this because it represents the entire clip. It no longer represents just this minor one. And we're going to go right over here and let's see if the sound fades out.
It's almost too quick.
Okay, so that answers Mark's question. Yes, you can adjust the entire volume on a track, or you can adjust the volume on the entire track, even when it's keyframed. And when you do adjust the volume with the keyframes, it does not impact what you have already keyframed. So let's just recap how we did it. Initially, we did it, and I'm going to take this out of here, detach it. Okay, so initially we said that if you don't have any keyframes on the track, you can simply select them all, and you can adjust the volume up and down. If you have applied a keyframe to a particular video clip or multiple clips, and then you select them all, you can, when you're sitting on a clip there, well, again, we had 2 before, but basically the volume is not available. In that case, you need to do it. You go ahead and right click, create a compound clip, and select that, and you can now adjust the volume. To answer Mark's second question, I think that becomes kind of a personal preference. I would not go too much by the volume meter, but if I was going to set a maximum, I would say that around 6 or so would probably be about the highest I would go. Is the highest that you need for YouTube videos and so forth. And generally, I probably would not even go that high. But that's my own personal preference. I think you have to really just test that and see what you like.